Hey guys, Ciao here. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you once again for joining me. It is a pleasure having you here all the time. If you are new, thank you for joining in on the Pop Talk. If you are returning, it is good to see you. I have lots of things to talk about with you today, so let's get started. But first, wait. House rules. Have you subscribed? Go ahead and do so. It's free. It won't cost a thing. It won't hurt you. Don't be stingy with your subscriptions. Go ahead and hit that button. Alright, so now that we've taken care of that, let us talk about the wedding bells that will be ringing in Kensington in just a few hours. As I'm filming this video, it will be like a few hours before Harry and Meghan Markle say I do. And that is engulfed our whole world. Everybody is in royal fever. So I'm not waking up at 4:30 here in New York City to watch it. I'm very sorry. I don't love you like that. And I am a mom of a toddler, honey. I need as much rest as I can get. So therefore, they won't have my view. But I will catch up with it, because everybody will be talking about it. Maybe I'll even DVR it. Who knows? Anyway, so Meghan's dad is not walking her down the aisle. He recently had a heart procedure done and is not in the best health to be able to travel all the way across the pond. There's been so much drama circling Meghan, its family, particularly, and let me tell y'all something. I'm like, well, she is a mixed chick, okay? Her mama is black and her daddy is Caucasian, but it's the other side that's giving the trouble, because you would think it would be coming from the black people, right? Because, honey, she's about to be a princess. You would think, oh, they don't know how to act. Well, no, the only person that got invited was her black mama. Okay, and her daddy that's over there in Mexico, and that half-sister who was not invited to the wedding as well, stirring up trouble, selling stories, calling the tabloids. Oh, they have a lot to say, and that's why they didn't get invited. Listen, this is just all so interesting, and I'm just gonna watch it unfold. I mean, there's lots of talks about Meghan's past and how she's a divorcee. She was married to this Hollywood writer before, and their marriage dissolved. She basically just took the ring off and sent it back. When she began dating Harry, she was dating someone else, and she was up in Canada shooting suits, and she just called him up on the phone. Brr, we're over. So Meghan is an interesting girl, and if her and Harry are to be over, it would be very interesting to see how she decides to say we're no more. But his dad, Prince Charles, is going to be walking her down the aisle. The palace put out a statement saying that it was her choice. She decided that because there were talks as well about the mother potentially walking her down the aisle, and they are not going to break tradition. I mean, they've already gone far enough to let her into that place and to, orchestrate and co-sign this wedding. So to have a mother walking down the aisle, they're like, okay, we're not going that far. And his dad, her soon-to-be father-in-law, is who's going to walk her down the aisle. So you know what? I'm going to watch it unfold. I'm just excited that, we were in the White House, honey. Now we're in the palace. It's a good day. It's a good day for us. It's a good day for us. And no matter what happens with this marriage, history is being made, and that's good enough for me. Some other good news: Chrissy and John welcomed their second baby, and I absolutely adore Chrissy. I think her reckless tweets, and she's just a girl after my own heart. She says what she means and means what she says, and you know what? I'm a fan, and they have beautiful babies. I love little Luna. I actually am, so I'm like a huge John Legend fan, like blah blah blah, we've met him, blah blah blah. Okay, so when we had our son, I was like, oh my gosh, I want him to marry Luna. I'm just like praying and orchestrating. I'm like, this is how they're gonna meet and all this stuff. My husband thinks I'm crazy, but oh well. The only issue is, though, I don't think Luna is going to be tall enough, and our son is probably going to be like 7 feet, and so he needs a woman that's at least 6 feet and over. Those are my requirements for him. Therefore, Luna, we're going to have to, put you on the back burner for now. We got to see how tall you grow, and then we can reconsider. But anyway, congratulations to her becoming a big sister and to her parents for welcoming their second child. And congratulations are also in order for Tarahji P Henson, who is now engaged to her former NFL beau. So they were at dinner and he gave her this Cartier bracelet for Mother's Day, and she's thinking, oh, that's so great. It's like matching Cartier bracelets. How sweet. And then he gets down on one knee and he proposes and she says yes. This is a beautiful story because Tarahji has risen to the heights of heights in her career. I mean, I remember her many moons ago, you know, just starting out, and she was a young mom. She raised her son well. He is a grown man now and she's found love, and it's really nice to see. You know, I love that she took that time to hone in her craft and also to be a mom to her son. I mean, might be the most public relationship that she's had in her career. You know, I mean, of course she's dated other people, I'm certain of that, but it's nothing that's ever been like really on our radar. But she has found love, she's getting married, and Cookie, yes girl, congratulations to you. So on a somber note, because I wanted to lift the mood up and then bring it down a little bit, and then we're gonna bring it back up again. So, you know, it's a sad day again in our country. There has been another school shooting in Sante Fe, Texas, Sante Fe High School, actually. There was a mass shooting done. And so if you guys have looked at any of my other videos, which you should, and you should also subscribe because it's free, you know that I don't give any credit to people that do these horrendous things. So I did not talk about the name of the Parkland shooter, the guy that bombed up Texas recently. I did not say his name, and I'm certainly not going to say the name of this gentleman, this young man, in fact, who did this mass shooting, you know. And your president just tweeted, Twitter fingers, that's what he does, you know. It's like, oh, shooting in Texas doesn't look good, you know. Yeah, I mean, he issued a statement after, and well, what is he saying? You gotta, you know, we have to work together to make sure that these things don't happen. Well, you have the authority to make sure that these things don't happen if you implement the proper gun laws, but you really don't care about that because you're backed by the people whose jobs and livelihoods it is to make sure that guns get into the hands of people who have no business having them. Therefore, we can't take you serious, sir. But, you know, the kids from Parkland are in a rage, and rightfully so, because just a few months ago they experienced this, and here it is, someone, you know, these other students are in their shoes all over again. Texas has had it rough. I mean, they had that bombing that I mentioned recently. They also had remember a few months ago, maybe even last year, when all the police shootings were happening, people were really not happy about that, and rightfully so. But, you know, this wasn't the right thing to do either. Like, the shooters started like shooting into the crowd as they were having a rally, and lots of police officers got killed and things like that. So, and now here they have this school shooting. Terrible situation. When will it end? At what point is it enough? You know what I mean? I really don't have much else to say about it other than it's very disheartening. It's unfortunate that families have to continue going through this. And of course, right, the young man was taken into custody well and alive. They probably gave him something to eat, and he's in a warm and cozy cell. If he was black, he would have been dead. But we're not going to go there. We're going to move on. We're going to talk about T.I., who was arrested. So T.I., come on, man. Come on, Tip. You got to do better than that. You're like the voice of the people. You know, you're out here advocating for stuff. You're on the board in Atlanta that help the disenfranchised community. And then you're going to go ahead and do this. So the story is that he was returning home from the studio late in the morning, 4 o'clock, something of that hour. And he pulls up to his gate. Doesn't have his ID, doesn't have his key. So the gentleman who was the guard on watch, well, at least he should have been on watch, but he was sleeping. He awakens frazzled, probably like, oh my gosh, I got caught sleeping. And here's the T.I.'s at the gate. He wasn't driving, which is a good thing. You know, I can give you credit for that, T.I. Thumbs up. You didn't drive while intoxicated. So anyway, the guy won't let him in, and he was like, man, don't you know who I am? And I think that you don't always want to pull the "do you know who I am" card, because sometimes people be really needing you need to ask them that question, like, do you know who I am? In this case, it was very appropriate. Like, do you not know who I am? I live here. I'm sure this wasn't his first day on the job, so he couldn't have that as an excuse to say, well, like, I'm Thursday, I don't know if you live here, you know? So T.I. finally he calls Tiny. Tiny tells him let him in. He gets in. He goes in. He comes back with the drink. Frazzled, wakes the man up again. And, you know, they're in a back and forth conversation. The man says he feels threatened. He calls the police. The police arrive. They're all like, T.I. gets arrested. Okay. So he gets arrested. He lands in jail, mugshot, everything. And in the jail cell, you know, he's, you know, having exchange of words with the police officers, and he's like, I want to know why I'm in here. And of course he's still drunk, so he's not really thinking straight. Okay, so couple things. The guy should not have been sleeping. That's for one. I mean, it's kind of understood that people that work that hour, those shifts, they really sleep, you know, unless you're a doctor, and they probably sleeping in somewhere too, because if you've ever gone to the emergency room at the wee hours in the morning, the doctors are nowhere to be found. You are just there waiting until the new shift rolls around, and then finally a doctor appears. So maybe they're sleeping in the corner somewhere too. But he shouldn't have gone back. I mean, Tiny, you couldn't have got him together and his friend. What kind of friend are you? You know that your boy is drunk. You're like, yo, I'm gonna drop you off, go home, you know, sober up, deal with this in the morning. No, he goes back. He wants to prove a point. Now you get arrested. Okay, so the crazy thing is, though, he's saying that he wants to like file some kind of action against the compound or whatever. That's what you should have done. Like, you should have just left it alone. And he also went back out there with a cup in his hand. I mean, come on. So to be very clear, I don't think that this is a white or black thing. I just think this is you were intoxicated. This man felt threatened. Okay. And, you know, he was sleeping. He knew he was going to get in trouble. So he was like, look, let me make this hard for you, because it's going to be hard for me, because I'm going to lose my job anyway. And this is what he should have done. He should have sobered up, waited till the morning, and you go right down to that office and you say, listen, I rose up to this gate at 4 o'clock in the morning and X officer was sleeping. Okay, and you should have had proof. Take a picture of him and show it to them, and then you get him fired, because you're good at doing stuff like that. You got that person at that restaurant that you were boycotting fired, right? So come on, T.I., you should have done it the right way. I am not happy that this happened with you, because like I said, you're here, you're advocating for the people, and then you're going and mess up. And not that people can't have off moments, but come on, man, come on. Okay, so this next story, I'm really excited to talk to you about it, because I'm feeling her pain. I might be in her same boat too. So Hilary Duff went off on Instagram. She blasted her neighbor, Dieter, however, Addison. Okay. So this guy apparently smokes tons of cigarettes, and he smokes weed, and he apparently has altercations with his girlfriend. So Hilary had enough. By the way, I really love her on Younger. If you guys have never checked out Younger, you have to do so. It's such a great show. They don't pay me to say that. I just really love the show. But it would be nice if they did. Anyway, so Hilary is furious because she feels like the smoke and the noise and it's disrupting, and so she goes onto her Instagram with these 9 million followers that she has, Ciao, and they swarm on Dieter. Okay, and she also states in the video that, you know, I know your parents are paying your bills, but there are people who work for a living in here and pay this rent or mortgage, whatever it is, on their own. All right. So here's where I feel her pain, right? Because I have a neighbor that's disruptive as well. But the problem is I don't have 9 million followers to be able to like swarm on her and call her out. So I'm gonna talk to y'all about her, because nobody's probably ever gonna see this anyway, and I'm sure she certainly will. She probably might hear me because the walls are thin. But anyway, so this woman upstairs, Victoria, I don't know her last name, so I can't tell y'all, but I've had to complain to our landlord about her. So when she first moved in, I mean, we were well aware that she was here because she was making noise from the beginning. One morning, literally, like 1:something in the morning, my husband and I had to go up there because I thought she was gonna fall through the roof. Her and the rest of the people that she had up there. So we go up there and I ring her doorbell, and of course she doesn't come to the door, and I'm like, I am not leaving until she answers the door. So first I was like, honey, you have to go up there. And he was like, it's late, it's 1 o'clock in the morning, I can't go up there by myself. I said, okay, well, I'm gonna come with you, because you know she gonna call the cops. A big black man at my door is not gonna go well. All right, so we go together, united front. So I ring the doorbell, she doesn't answer, and I bang on the door, because I'm like, you gotta come out here. And hi, I'm Victoria. I said, I am Shaw, and our son is sleeping. What's going on? You know, she was like, oh, I have company in from out of town. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. She goes, what is it that's disturbing you? Is it the dancing or the music? Both. It's both. And the nerve of her to ask me which one it is. You're about to fall through the floor. What do you think this is? Honey, this is not a club, and these little lowly insulated apartments. You can't do stuff like that. And in this neighborhood, there's tons of things to do. Tons and tons and tons of places that you could go. Lots of lounges and clubs around that you could have taken your friends to. But no, she decided to have dance parties. So, rightfully so, give her credit where credit is due. She turned it down. Okay, but moving forward, she's still been a nuisance. She plays music loud, and it's not even music that you could jam to, be like, yes, girl, turn that up. That's my song. It's like, why are you even listening to that? I don't even know what genre this thing is. I couldn't even tell you. And I really love music. And I'm like, what is she listening to? And it's all hours of the night. It'd be 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. She's dragging furniture. I think she might be a little OCD because she drags furniture every day. I'm like, how clean are you trying to have this apartment? I might have to hire her to come down here and clean, because I could barely keep it together with this toddler running around. Every day she's dragging furniture, and then she vacuums in sections. So she'll drag, vacuum, put it back, vacuum, drag. You have to understand, like, I'm so frustrated down here, and I want to go back up there again, but my husband is like, no, it's not going to be well, because I'm just enraged, and I might hit her. So rightfully so, I shouldn't go up there. But I spoke to the landlord, and I said, listen, you know, she's obstructing the sleep of myself, my husband, and my son. You know, because I'm telling you, it sounds like she's in our apartment, because these walls are so thin, and I hear everything. And I mean everything from her and the people below us. Well, they moved out. That's a whole nother story. But I said to him, you know what, you need to send her a letter, because it's very obstructive. Like, I need to get some sleep. And so when he sent her the letter, because he sent me a copy, he said, oh, she said she's going to come and apologize. I have not seen her yet. And since I cannot go up to her door, I'm praying. You have no idea, guys. I'm praying for the moment where I could see her in the elevator. I could see her out on the sidewalk, parking her little car, because I have not seen her since all of the noise, like the continuous levels of noise, you know? Oh, and I have not gone back up there since I had to knock on her door that time. But I am with Hilary Duff. Yes, Victoria, I'm calling you out, and nobody's gonna come swarming at you, because I don't have the 9 million followers, but I just needed to vent, and this story fit right together with mine, so that's why I'm telling the people. But the other thing here is Hilary. I don't live in a $1 million fancy schmancy building, child. So hearing my neighbor with her ridiculous music and her dragging furniture, yeah, that's something I might have to live with until I move. But you shouldn't, because why is your building's wall so thin? I mean, you're paying millions of dollars. You would think that the thing was built better. So not only do you have to go with a deeder, but you have to go to the management company and find out what kind of materials were used, because in a place like that, you shouldn't smell anything. You shouldn't hear anything. And shoot, I don't even want to see nobody. Like, just let me be on the floor by myself, because I'm paying this kind of money. So Dieter is fighting back, because people, of course, have been attacking him on social media. His character has been assassinated. She's, you know, insinuating things that are apparently not true, because he's saying, well, I have 3 jobs. I don't know what you're talking about. Yes, he just come from a line of money, but no, their parents are not paying for his rent. And her boyfriend supposedly punched him in the face. So now we've got assault on the table. So, you know, he's wrong for what he's doing, but you're also wrong too, Hilary. So, you know, a negative and a negative cancels out. There's something that is not going to be canceled not anytime soon, is this lawsuit that Cardi B and Offset have against them. So I told you guys this in my last video, which is why you got to watch everything, because I said to you that during the Met Gala, this notorious autograph seeking man approached Cardi B for an autograph, and there have been many photographs of him together, like, and he does this with other celebrities. He's just like constantly aware of where events are happening, and he's going and he's provoking and he's looking for autographs. So anyway, so they beat him up to a pulp literally, but he baited the security guards. Like, when you listen to the video, he's saying to them, yeah, hit me, I'm gonna take your money, yep, I'm gonna take your money. And these professionals, you would think, right, would understand, you work for someone, and so when you decide to put your hands on someone else, that's not only going to fall back on you, but it's going to fall back on your employer, who happens to be Cardi B and also Offset. Therefore, everybody is implicated in this thing. So he's beat to pulp, lays out on the floor, waits for the ambulance to come get him. I would do the same thing, because I mean, he was looking for a payday and they gave it to him. And so now he's suing them, and I told y'all in the video, he's suing everybody. He will sue everybody and their mama. Cardi B, Offset, Jeremy Scott, who made it that dress, Anna Wintour that put the Met Gala on, everybody gonna get sued. And so he's not suing Anna Wintour or Jeremy Scott, but he is suing Cardi B, and he is suing Offset, and he is suing the bodyguards. And they need to be fired because you're making me lose money. I hired you to do a job. Be professional. Like, you shouldn't have baited him. Like, you shouldn't have taken the bait. You should have been like, you know what, dude? Keep it moving, get to the car. But you didn't do that. You beat him up, you lost control, and now you're gonna lose your job. And someone else is losing their job. I find this story to be so funny. It's not funny, it's actually quite sad, but I'm laughing because I'm just like, people really in 2018 have to get it together. Like, you have to get it together, and you understand the age of social media, that people are taping everything. Like, no one's gonna help you. Like, this guy was getting beat up, people were recording it. And in this situation with this man, this lawyer from New York, Adam Schlossberg, okay, he went into a Manhattan eatery here, and someone was speaking Spanish, ordering their food in Spanish, and he lost his cool because another person came behind and ordered the food in Spanish, and he could not take any of it. So he's like calling for the manager. He wants to talk to him about the fact that this is New York City, this is a Manhattan eatery, and they should be speaking English, and they are in America, and I'm sure they're undocumented, and I'm calling ICE. He was losing his entire cool. I'm like, sir, and to think that you are a high, you know, big shot lawyer in New York, like, I would not want you to represent me because you cannot keep yourself together. Like, where's your composure? How do you behave in court? I'm concerned. So that has ruffled feathers of two political figures here in New York, and they are also happen to be of Hispanic descent, and so they are filing a complaint against him to see what they can have, you know, as far as like his license revoked or something. And his office has disassociated themselves with him. Like, he basically lost his job over this ridiculous thing. Like, why are you upset about people speaking Spanish? And we live in New York City. I don't think that discrimination and prejudice should happen anywhere, but when you live in New York City, your tolerance level is a little higher because listen, for crying out loud, I'm Trinidadian, my husband is Haitian, Victoria is Caucasian, that my neighbor upstairs that I just told y'all about. 3 different people from 3 different places, like within a floor apart from each other, okay? So that is New York City. Anybody that's here is not really from here. They've all migrated here. And so if you were in Arkansas somewhere and the other thing, and please don't take this wrong when I say this, but it's a fact, every restaurant you go into has Spanish people working. It's New York. It's New York. I mean, Adam, did you just move here? I'm confused as to why you would lose it like that. You have to watch the video. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. And so yeah, now you're basically like, your whole livelihood has been shot because of one foolish decision, and that's usually what happens. This other video that has taken the country by storm, the world, everybody is in uproar. Is it Yanny? Is it Laurel? Do you know? Do I know? I heard both. I'm hearing Yanny and Laurel together. When my husband listened to it, he heard Yanny only. When I first listened to it, I only heard Laurel. My ears, I'm confused. This is a conspiracy. I don't know. This thing first came to me in this group chat that I'm in, and one of the women put it in there, and I was like, I didn't want to look at it. But then it just kept coming, and everywhere I went, I'm like, Yanny, Laurel. Who knows? Who cares? But I listened to it, and I heard Laurel first, and then we listened to it again recently, and I heard Yanny and Laurel together, like I said. So, you know, my husband's like a music heir, and you know, he does sound engineering and stuff, and so he was like, it's Yanny, I'm positive about it. He was getting ready to like break the audio apart and decipher to help me understand that this thing is Yanny, but he went on YouTube and he realized that somebody did it already, so he didn't have to waste his time. But this was basically done like by a speech professor who's trying to help to understand the young ear and old ear. I guess I have both because I heard both, Yanny and Laura. What did you hear? I'd like to know. I don't want to leave you, but I have to because the pop talk has come to an end. I had a great time chatting with you about all of these topics. By the time you see this video, Prince Harry and Meghan will already be married, so we'll come back and we'll talk fashion and what she wore and the dress and the ceremony and all that stuff. But with all the other topics that I've talked about, I want to hear if you heard Yanny, I want to hear if you heard Laurel. Talk to me, engage with me. Of course, I need you to subscribe. I mean, come on guys, and it's free. Free 99. I mean, why wouldn't you? And I want you to leave comments, engage with me. I want to know. I would love to take suggestions from you as well about different topics that you'd like me to talk about. Hey, I'm here for you. Until next time, darlings. Ciao.